What is happening? What is happening? Steeler Nation, what is happening? Hope all of you guys are well. We're here for another episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, live from the Steel Basement, aka the virtual Heinz Field. And let me just say this. I do apologize for my tardiness. This was a bad Tuesday. My commute was extra long coming home. It was traffic. It was raining. Literally didn't get home till about 7:09. All right? My lovely wife, beautiful, lovely wife, had already cooked, even though she's actually having dinner with some friends of ours, which we call our sisters. She went and had dinner. They do their thing every once in a while, once a month or what have you. And she made dinner and left it for me. Special woman, right? But I had to eat. Long story short, I had to eat. So sorry, guys. I couldn't be here at 7:30, but I'm here now. Let's not waste any more time. Welcome, everybody. Appreciate you tuning in. Got a few topics to get into. I mean, not a whole lot. Guys, we know it's this time of the year, but I got a few things to talk about. We'll bring those things up, and then, we'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll take a few phone calls if you guys call in, but an in and out show, if you will. So let's go ahead and get the timer started. Give me just a second. I will do that. Hold on. Where is it? Boom. There it is. I was hitting the wrong button. All right. So first and foremost, let's do what we normally do. Let's say hello to the early commenters. Let's do that. Dietrich Bundick, Ron Simpson Gaming. How you doing tonight, good buddy? Jason Winningham. How you doing tonight, sir? Kev, so fun. Steeler Lee, hello, Miss Lanisha, how you doing tonight? Appreciate you coming through, like always. Our lovely ladies of the chat. Joshua Shields, who else we got up in here? Jared Devil, Rajon 39, Cody Yo, Michael Garman, Jordan Mid, Luis D. What up, Luis? I don't know if I've seen you for a while, so welcome back. Appreciate you coming through, like always. JJ Walker, Boss Una. Who else up in here? Reggie Reg, what's going on? Appreciate you coming through. A member of the channel there. Appreciate that. Of course. The Cuda 70. Who else we got? Hello, Miss Debbie. Finally caught Miss Debbie before I got started. A lot of times I don't see Debbie until later. So I always want to say hello to Debbie right out the gate. Hello, Miss Debbie. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate it. As well as my good buddy Why Diggy in the building. And here's a name I haven't seen. He said, what is it? Maraca? Am I saying that correctly? He says, terrible dude, in my point of view, is one of the greatest busts of Steelers in years. Boy, you guys are harsh, but we'll get into it. That's going to be my final topic. We'll get into it, man. So let's move swiftly, shall we? All right, first topic on the docket. Let's see which one of these I want to go to. Let me see. Which one of these do I want to talk about first? There's quite a few. Hold on, guys. Give me a second. I think somehow I doubled up one of these topics. I don't know how I did that. Hold on. Let me see. Let me look at my notes again. Somehow it looks like I listed the same topic twice. I did. How did I do that? All right, so if y'all excuse me, I'm going to edit this video. Can't have it doing that, right? All right, give me a second, guys. Y'all know I got to do stuff in real time, man, and I have no shame in doing that. That's what happens when you're on quote-unquote live television. While I'm doing that, did you guys see some of the interviews from some of the guys? I watched the one from Deontay Johnson, as well as I watched the one with Kenny Pickett. I watched the one with Terrell Austin. Very interesting stuff, man, that I really appreciated hearing from Deontay Johnson. So let's just throw that out there as a side comment. And let me remove one of these Najee Harris topics here. Let me get that out of the way, and I'll make that the next topic. There we go. I hate when you double up stuff. Well, yeah, man, I thought Deontay Johnson really showed some really good maturity. I like the way he handled it. It's funny because I heard someone else say this. Deontay Johnson, to me, he doesn't really have that, doesn't appear to have that diva in him, if you will. Like, a little bit maybe, but not so much, right? Because a lot of the stuff that we've been hearing in the offseason so far, we haven't really, at least maybe I haven't really heard it come out of his mouth. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of the stuff that's been said about him, I haven't really heard it come out of his mouth. It's been rumored. It's been speculation. And, for that, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And again, if you listen to his interview today, I think it was very mature, being that he's in the situation that he's in, keeping it professional, spoke a little bit on some things, was honest, yeah. I've been watching the market, no doubt. But, I'm here to work. I think he gets it. I think he's one of the guys, man. And again, I'm all in favor for players getting their money. You'll never hear me say, don't go for the bang, don't go for the bucks, don't try to secure the bag. I'm never going to say that. Do that. Because at the end of the day, it's your livelihood, and you're playing in a sport where there's these billion-dollar owners, right? You're playing in a multi-billion-dollar industry. So why shouldn't you get some of that? So I'll never call a player greedy. None of that. If these dudes are making billions off of you, why not make millions off of them, right? So I'm never going to be in that camp. Oh, they should take less. Oh, they should. No. Go get the bag, man. But anyway, Deontay Johnson, in my opinion, is handling this correctly. He intends to show up to practice, as he said. He came to OTAs the second week. He was there today for the start of mandatory minicamp, right? And he expects to show up and play. He says he's not worried about the contract. Again, they're never going to tell you everything, but all I'm saying is I'm going to highlight the fact that he's saying the right things, and I can appreciate that. He's not making a fuss, right? So he's kind of cutting the legs off early so it won't be a distraction. And I think, to me, again, that shows a lot of maturity, and job well done for him and his team as far as agents or whoever, he consults. You're handling it the right way. And you might mess around and get a contract. It just all depends. I don't know if the Steelers are going to, I don't know if they're going to offer him the market value. When you look at guys like the Devontae Adams and Tyreek Hill and a few others, I don't know. I don't know if the Steelers are willing to do that. Either way, Deontay Johnson is going to get paid, and he basically said as much. He knows his time is going to come, whether it's with the Steelers or not. So I just appreciate the way he's handling it. That I can appreciate. So there you have it. Because, and the reason why some people might say, well, Sim, why are you so happy about that? Well, we've seen it go the other way. Even though it was a tag situation, but we've seen a star player literally sit out for a season. I don't want to see stuff like that happen no more. I don't want to see that happen to our team. And I also think sometimes it is in the player's best interest from a character thing. Go ahead and play. Yeah, you're taking a risk, but at the end of the day, you're taking a risk anytime you get on the field. If we're being honest, it's better that you show good faith and you play. And, and nowadays with technology, I mean, unless you suffer like a catastrophic injury, dudes still get paid. Dudes coming out of college getting paid that's coming off of an injury. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like with today's technology, you don't wish it on anybody, but even people are coming right back after ACLs and stuff like that. So again, I'm not sitting here being naive and saying, oh, well, if you get injured, you get injured. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying it is in their best interest to play, and show that you're about the game. And that's how you manipulate those team owners to get more of the bag, because you're showing your commitment, if you will. So that's my little 2 cents on that. All right, so let's get to the Najee Harris stuff, man. I think I'll go with that first. Najee Harris. And by the way, I think I've told you guys this for several weeks now. He's the next good guy, good interview, having fun in the interview, the Juju-esque type guy as far as personality. He's becoming one of my favorites. And I've been saying that because he just he's so a matter of fact with his. And some of y'all might not get what I'm saying, but those who know. Like when you watch him talk and how he handles the reporters and all that, it's straight to the, you know what I'm saying? It's no fluff. it's a more, and I say this respectfully, because this is my dude too, who I'm about to say. I say this with all due respect. He's like a polished Marshawn Lynch. You understand what I'm saying? Where Najee might not be as raw in terms of word choice and things like that, and I think it's just that energy. Like Kenyon isn't from Oakland. Kenyon is from LA, but I'm sure he knows people from the Bay. He just got that Bay energy. You know what I mean? Like if any of y'all know people from the Bay, he kind of just got that energy, man. Like that. This me. This is who I am at all times. I'm not putting on no frills, and I always respect that because that's me. That's me. I'm the same guy. Again, you guys sidetrack here. Y'all know I commuted today. It's a day, one of the days I go into my home office. I'm a manager, and this is me. I don't put on no fronts. I don't put on the managerial hat down. I'm like, yes, yeah. I don't do all that. I'm still me at all times. Professional, of course, but I'm me. Like you're never gonna get. Oh, there goes Sim putting on. No. This is me. And I'm not saying that about myself because I hate giving myself any type of compliment, but I think that's the reason why some of y'all rock with me, because y'all recognize that. It's just who I am. You know what I mean? So, again, bringing it back to Najee, I love that about him. He's just him. There's no, you know what I'm saying? It's just, and the way he picks with the reporters and all that, I love it. I just love the whole thing. I really do. Love the whole thing. Oh, real quick, man, before we continue, shout outs to my buddy, Luis D. Round of applause. Appreciate that donation, brother. Hold on. It's not playing. Hold on. It's not playing. Let me get it to play. 1 second. I got to give y'all's credit. It's funny, man. This software is weird sometimes. It shows that everything is running, but for whatever reason, it didn't play the sound. So here it is. Appreciate that, Luis. Appreciate it, man. He says, hey, Sim, glad to be back. Was overseas for my son's wedding. Speaking of Najee, in your opinion, if Steelers didn't draft him, would the Steelers still make the playoffs? First of all, congratulations to little Luis. I don't know his name, but, I'm just being funny there. Congratulations, man. That's crazy. You saying you were at your son's wedding. And I look at my little son, who's going to be 9 in September, and that day, God willing, right? That day is going to come. And it's probably going to be just like that. So shout outs to the younger version of Luis D. Congratulations. May your marriage be blessed, be fun, and may you all be one and enjoy. That's a good question. In theory, I would say probably not. But if we look at last year, if I'm just kind of spitballing it, it definitely has something to do with Najee, but also the defense. And it's funny because the defense couldn't stop nothing against the run, right? And they kind of got it together later. But the reason why I say maybe not so much Najee, because we couldn't get the run game going the way you would expect. However, he did enough. He did enough. Rushed for over 1,000. He did enough, and he kept us in some of those games, helped us close some of those games. So, yeah. At the very root, I would say yes, but in the way that I think you mean it, I would say maybe not as much because we haven't seen the Najee take over yet. But still, I still stick by what I said when we drafted him. Great pick. I don't care that he's a running back in the first round. You can't let dudes like that go. Again, you're seeing his personality, right? A whole lot of other stuff comes with a draft pick, especially in the first round. This dude is talented. I mean, look at his size, dog. Like, for him to be that size and that agile, that nimble, and he's a workhorse. I have no complaints about the Najee Harris pick. So, let's get back to what I was saying about him. my point I want to make about Najee, he acknowledges kind of, the Steelers might have a little bit of plan of trying to reduce his workload. So the question that I have is, who's going to be that guy? One would think you would probably think, I'm going to tell you a name that I think about before anybody else, honestly, if I'm just looking at the depth chart. As it stands today, you think about Benny Snell. Benny Snell has been the only one who's actually shown a little bit of pop here and there. Hasn't had a lot of opportunities, but he's played more than anybody else in terms of backups. He's doing great on special teams, but I can't depend on Anthony McFarland today. I don't know what other running back is going to come out the mix. I'm not big on Trey Edmonds. And, let's see what Durant does. I have some high hopes for Mateo Durant. Hopefully he turns in to be what I thought Anthony McFarland could be. Oh, who knows? Maybe Anthony McFarland has this phantom year finally. I don't know. So, but it makes me wonder because, if they're acknowledging that, yeah, we need to probably take a little bit of load off them so we can keep the tread on the tires a little fresher, it makes me wonder who they are looking to lean on. Not us. I'm curious to know who the Steelers have in mind and how they plan to do it. You know what I mean? So these are the little things that you make the mental notes of, guys, when training camp starts, right? And you start seeing and hearing about certain things. You start remembering these type of conversations like, whoa. I remember they did say they were going to try to reduce his workload. Okay, so is that how they doing it? So those things are always, make me do one of these, like raise eyebrow, like, what y'all brewing over there? So I'm curious to know who the Steelers have in mind. Me personally, if I'm being personal, I would like to see maybe Durant and McFarland battle it out. Nothing against Benny Snell. I just, again, with the type of back that Najee is, I want the lightning to his thunder. You know what I mean? I want that. And speaking of that, man, because, one of the first times, not the first time, but, another reference of a lightning and thunder type running back situation, man, just made me think about Marion Barber, man. Rest in peace to him, man. It was really sad to hear that. I'm sad anytime, man, you hear about the passing of people unexpectedly. I think he was like, 38 or something like that. Man, rest in peace to Marion Barber, man. But I just remember how much you always hear me talk about attitude. Y'all always hear me describe a running back like that. And Kenya knows that. That's my thing. The will to and their mentality. And Marion Barber was one of them dudes I love to watch. That cat was a monster. A monster. And probably the reason why he didn't last in the league but so long because the wear and tear on that body. But man, that dude was something, man. That dude was something. He absolutely was something, man. It was something special. And guys, I don't have it in the actual write-up, but we are going to talk about Stephon Tuitt. I don't want you guys to think I forgot that. I just didn't make it the meat and potatoes topic tonight because, you know what I mean? I kind of knew that was going to happen, and we'll get to that here in just a second. But, yeah, rest in peace to Marion Barber. But anyway, that's my only question. I wonder who the Steelers have in mind, who their eyes are set on, who they're hoping will rise to the challenge, who they're hoping to be able to depend on as someone who will actively spell Najee Harris. And also, what does it look like as far as the pitch count? What does that really look like? Are we going to see – I would like to see series where we're featuring another guy. Yeah. As much as I love Najee, I want to see, let's have somebody else that's, potent. I would love to have a situation – I would love to have a Dallas situation right now where we can find a guy that can be Pollard. You know what I mean? Like, arguably, there's been some games where he got off more than Zeke. And I'm not saying that, there's a guy that I'm expecting to be better than Najee total package, but I'm saying I want us to have that situation where the drop off in production is like, dang, even when he in the game, he's balling. I want that for us. And rest Najee a little bit, man. You know, keep that body, keep some tread off them tires. So I would love to see who's going to emerge as that. I'm going to root for a guy like Durant because after watching Mateo, man, you know, like I said, he can receive out the backfield. So I think you don't lose that dual threat from a runner that you get with Najee when he's in the game. Excuse me, I can't say I'm as confident when Benny Snell catching the ball or running routes. And Anthony McFarland just hasn't showed us. You know, he just hasn't been healthy and available. So I'm going to root for Mateo Durant. Let's see. What else I got on the docket? Is it time for the Tuitt talk? Let me see. Am I at that point yet? Let me look at my notes here. Yeah, I guess we're there. So, the question that I had for you guys in the chat, the question that I wrote for myself, who will emerge in the absence of Stephon Tuitt? Who are you excited to see? Now, we all know by now, and if you didn't know, let me just say, I'm very humbled if you wait until my show comes on before you get any Steelers news. I wouldn't advise you do that, but I'm humbled if some of you are in that situation. But anyway, just being funny there. If you don't know already, Stephon Tuitt did announce his retirement, which was on the 1st, which was Wednesday. It was right after the most recent Terrible Towel Tuesday. And if you go back and listen, what did I keep saying? Okay, and then listen, I'm no Nostradamus. I'm just saying it just didn't add up for me, right? It didn't add up. It didn't add up that a guy who's been away from football that long not showing up for OTAs. And again, are they mandatory? They're not. Deontay Johnson didn't show up for the first week, came the second week. However, just imagine, guys, if you have been away from something for over a year, almost probably a full calendar year when you count all of the off-season months. Imagine what is something that you love, that's your heart, your baby, and you've been away from it for a year. Are you not gonna be right there the first chance you get, first opportunity you get to do that thing? I'm gonna see what you guys say. I want to see what y'all got. That's a real question. Something that you guys, I mean, it's your baby. Whether it's a sport, maybe it's watching TV. Maybe it's a job. Maybe it's video games. Whatever it is, whatever your thing is that you love to do and you can't do it for a year, are you not going to be chomping at the bit to get back to your thing? I want you guys to really answer that. And that's how I felt. If his heart really was into playing ball, he would have been in that facility as soon as they opened the door. He wouldn't even have waited for OTAs. As soon as the doors open, yes sir, reporting for duty. He would have been there. Come on, man. That's easy. That's easy. And that was just my heart, my gut feeling was like, he ain't coming back, man. So, man, Luis, appreciate you. Shouts out, man. Another donation. Round of applause. Luis says, do you have confidence in what the Steelers have right now to replace Tuitt, or should they go sign, trade for a D lineman? It's hard to say that I have confidence. I think they got enough to piece it together, which is going to lead me to who I'm going to talk about here in a moment. Honestly, I haven't been scouring the free agency, and I haven't looked at, I don't know what would make sense trade-wise in terms of cap space and all that. But my question would be to you guys, maybe y'all have someone in mind, like who would they go get that is surefire better than what's on the roster? And it's crazy because Hicks had just signed like a day before, right? So I think the Steelers are. I think they can patch it together. And I don't know which guy you guys are looking forward to, so maybe y'all could put that in the chat too. Who do you look forward to stepping up? Some people are saying Leal, even though he's a rookie. Some people are saying that, Tyson Alulu is going to fill the void and play more and play in more sub, situations. Maybe, but you got to remember, this is an older gentleman as well. He's going to need a breather from time to time. Honestly, me personally, especially hearing what they're saying about how he came to OTAs and minicamp, I got a feeling, man, that Loudermilk is going to be the guy at some point. Because if you go back and look at some of his games, man, he has some stuff there. Like, think about some of those games later in the season when Loudermilk was showing up. He has some stuff. I don't know if he's as great as a pass rusher, so you might see a combination of him and Leal. Leal, obviously he's, if you look at him in college, he was more of the rush defense alignment. You know what I'm saying? Not so much, a cog in a run game. So you might see that rotation. You might see like a Cam Sutton and a Mike Hilton situation when they were, using Hilton for certain times in nickel, but then they would use Cam Sutton when they expected pass. You might see something like that with those two gentlemen, but keep your eyes on Loudermilk. They're saying, his body looks different. He's bulked up. He has the size. He's more so the prototypical what they look for in terms of, that type of build. I think he has the potential to be great, man. I think he's a guy that Cam Hayward has taken under his wing, and I think he has the tools. I do. That's somebody I'm going to keep my eye on. Now, a welcome surprise would be if somebody like Leal comes in there and, he starts making some noise during his opportunities, and it's all great for the Steelers. It's all great because, again, even a guy like Alu is... how much longer is he going to be there? So it would be good for Loudermilk and Leal to show that they have something that might be something down the road. Because you're going to have to definitely, go defensive lineman again at some point, especially with the exit of Stephon Tuitt. So, and, Cam Hayward has a few more, even though Cam said he wants to play about 5 more years, so we'll see. But keep an eye on Loudermilk. Steeler Card says we need Loudermilk to step up. Sun City says Loudermilk take that year 2 leap. Yeah, I think it's possible, man. I think he has some tools in his toolkit. And yeah. Yep. I think so. I think that's the guy that I'm going to keep my eyes on. Again, like I said, this is not for me to look past Leal or anything. I'm just saying natural, progression. I want to look for the year 2 guy to take the leap and let Leal be a welcome surprise. That's how I'm going to approach that. Let's see. What else we got on the docket? Are we already ready for the main topic? Let me see. Where's my notes? I don't know why I don't just keep them up here. Najee, Loudermilk. Talked a little bit about Deontay Johnson. One side comment I would say before I get into Devin Bush and Merril Hoge. I think this quarterback competition is going to be rather interesting. I'm going to leave it at that. We're not going to know much until training camp. I mean, this mini camp, I don't read into too much at mini camp in terms of depth chart and all that. And I think I saw on the site that they said that, Matt Canada was saying that, Kenny Pickett is 3rd right now. Of course he is right now. But it's going to be interesting, and I'm going to be glued to the TV, glued to the news. Sorry for... Look, I got an itch right here in real time. I know you guys didn't care to see that, but, dog, listen, I'm real. I just think this competition is going to be a lot closer than people think. I have a feeling. I was having a conversation with somebody earlier over the weekend, and they were saying, man, I don't know, man. I don't know what y'all going to do with Trubisky. I don't know if I like that move for y'all. And I was like, honestly, if you just think about who Mitch Trubisky has been in the NFL, think about his positive seasons with the Bears, think about his down season, and think about, obviously, he didn't play much in Buffalo. Mitch Trubisky might actually be in the best situation to showcase what talent he has if Matt Canada is to run the offense that we all are expecting. I don't think Mitch Trubisky is going to be a world beater or nothing like that. But I think in the Canada offense that we are projecting, Mitch could manage the offense like that with the weapons around him. Let me throw some names at you. Standing right behind him is Najee Harris. Okay. If he looks all the way down to the left, it's Deontay Johnson. Wow. And if he comes back and looks to the right, if we're an 11 personnel and we're running, the slot receiver along with the X, if he looks right over here, whoa, there's Chase Claypool, maybe. Or Claypool might be out there. But he might be right there in that slot as a big slot. Oh, and if he's not there, oh man, I got a little speedy gadget guy. And Calvin Austin, I can just throw it to him really quick. Whoa. Then on the outside, oh, there's Chase. Oh, well, wait a minute. That might be George out there. It's another guy who has talent. Oh, and we want to get cute, give one of those guys a breather, and we want to go with another big slot. Oh, that's right. I can put this kid from Notre Dame also out there in Boykin. See what he got. Right? Then, if he wants his security blanket, if he wants to mimic the Ben Roethlisberger and Heath Miller connection, whoa, there goes Pat Freiermuth. Right there. And you know what? There's another guy that he played with that they said could fool around and end up getting some slot work as well, and Anthony Miller. Now, I don't know how you all feel about him, but he's talented. But I'm just saying, with all of those offensive weapons, improved offensive line, you hope, because they went out and got some pieces. Mitch Trubisky can't manage the offense. So that's what I'm saying. And I think they're going to ask Kenny Pickett to do the same thing. I don't think they're expecting Kenny Pickett to go out there and throw for 5,000 yards. So my point is, I think Pickett and Mitch are a lot closer than some people think. It's going to be interesting. And here's my point, and then I'll go to the last topic. I really think that they are leaning towards Mitch at least starting. Obviously, that would be the best thing to do, right? That's a bonus if you can not have your rookie get thrown to the wolves early. But hear me out for a second. You notice every time they talk to these skill position guys, they talk about Mitch. Y'all notice that? There's something to that, right? There's something to the fact that even Deontay Johnson says, I'm really trying to connect with Mitch and get that connection. All of them, all of the offensive skill guys that I've heard recently, they are talking about Mitch, even Calvin Austin. I'm just saying. And we were all correct, right, when we said ain't nobody talking about Mason. This was before we drafted a quarterback. This was before we brought in Trubisky. Remember when we was all saying, they was like, and whoever the quarterback is next year, none of them, y'all remember this? None of them said Mason Rudolph. And we were right. Steelers didn't think that either. Obviously, they sign a guy, they draft a guy. And now, again, use that same intuition. They are all talking about Mitch Trubisky. None of them are really saying anything about Kenny Pickett in terms of the first name out of their mouth. So they may already have an idea what this pecking order is going to be. Now, again, Kenny might win out. We'll see. I'm just saying, don't let it surprise you if Mitch actually wins the job. And here's the extra bonus. He might play well in that system. And there's no reason for me to root against him. I don't get some of you fans that, but he's on your team. What are we talking about here? All I'm gonna do is root for him while he's on the team. And then if he stinks it up, then we're gonna come in here and put our foot in you know what? And get on him. But until he stinks it up for the Steelers, let's go Mitch. Let's go Kenny. Just my thoughts. But all right, man, let me get to the last part. Here's the real fun part. By now, you guys may have heard Merril Hoge ripped a new one in Devin Bush. Let me say this, and these are just my feelings. When I listen to people's opinion on things, I really try to analyze it and hear it from their side, so I can determine whether or not it's legitimate facts, a little bit of hate, trolling, it's personal. I try to listen for all of that. With anything I do, I'll give y'all a perfect example that has nothing to do with NFL football, but let me give y'all another example. Let's take Madden, for instance, right? Everybody knows that, I've had semi-relationship with EA Sports from years ago and, gave them feedback on the game, yada, 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 right? Some people just hate EA Sports and they hate the game, period. Some people give great feedback, constructive criticism. Then there's some people that think ain't nothing wrong. So long story short, the little Madden beta comes out, right? And largely, most people are saying, yo, I'm seeing stuff in this game that ain't never happened before. I'm one of them. It's improved so far, very much so. But then you have some people that say, oh, they didn't do anything. That game sucks. And I'm like, okay, so that ain't your thing, which is cool, right? So I gave y'all that example to show y'all how I'm listening to Merril Hoge, and I'm like, fam, I think it sounds a little personal to me. What he said about him as far as on the field, he's got some points. But I'm going to show you where he lost me. So he basically said Devin Bush just isn't a good football player. They might as well cut bait. They're not going to get better with him. He's never going to get better, yada, yada, yada. That's all opinion. Listen, Merril Hoge played in the NFL. Probably knows more football than I ever can imagine, right? However, where he lost me was when he said Robert Spillane is the best inside linebacker on the roster. What? Okay, it's still your opinion. But he said he's more athletic than Miles Jack? What? What? Merril, my brother. Again, this is my opinion, that's yours, but brother, I understand. Devin Bush didn't play his best ball last year. Yet, I'm going to say this, and I still think people are forgetting this. Even whoever that was that commented in here, shout out to your comment. Not disrespecting your opinion, it's your opinion. But I think people are forgetting that Devin Bush played fairly well in his rookie season, right? And before he got hurt in his second season, we were starting to see, okay, he's getting it. Gets hurt. Last season, we all was on him. But what did I say? I said, man, it's got something to do with that injury. I think it's in his head. I really do. Can we not agree? I want y'all to answer this. Can we not agree that Devin Bush got better by the end of the season? Was he not playing better the last 5 games or so? I'm going to throw that question out there. I want to see what y'all say. Because y'all know I was coming in here every week on the post-game show, Terrible Towel Tuesday, saying, hey, man, he's starting to play better. He's starting to at least, maybe his confidence is getting back, right? And what did I say? This is the year. Because Devin Bush made the mistake, and I'm just being funny there, but he made the mistake by putting out that video a month or so ago of him doing all that cutting and moving it. And I'm like, oh, okay, brother. So it ain't nothing wrong with that leg. That knee is fine. So now it's in here. So if you come in this year and start playing soft, laid back, not attacking, not moving, not trusting your instincts, then yeah, let's cut bait. At the end of the season, we met, the first round pick didn't work out for us. Shake his hand and keep it moving. However, what if he plays better? Are we then going to say, is Merril Hoge going to then say, oh, well, no, you said he could never get better. And I don't understand that. Like, Devin Bush can definitely play better than we've seen. Now, is he going to be the type of inside backer that maybe Merril wants? Maybe not. Maybe not. He's a little undersized, so he might always be a little compromised in pass coverage. You know what I'm saying? But you're not going to tell me that the dude ain't athletic, and when he was flying around the field, you're not going to tell me that, come on, man, what are we talking about here? Steelers card says Bush was better than last month. Cutboy says, yes, he was. Robert Westover says Bush lost his dog. Problem is inside the helmet. Lost me after the interview last year. Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, Robert. I'm with you. It's here. It's here. If Brian Flores brings the dog back, him and Miles Jack are out there together, I don't think we having no conversation. What about that, Merril Hoge? You having Miles Jack beside you think that might not light a fire? Like, I'm confused. I don't know. But again, Jarrell Williams says, I never remembered Bush having a dog syndrome in him. See, and that's just opinions, so y'all know I don't challenge those. Like, if you didn't see that and somebody else did or I did, I'm not gonna tell you what you didn't, you know what I mean? I don't never do that. I don't try to make somebody believe what I believe. We can agree to disagree with that. And not that, I'm just talking about in general. We can definitely agree to disagree. Yeah, I'm one of those people. Like, I don't get into, no. You're going to see it my way. I don't do that. Kenya says, problem with Bush is that he gets exposed in coverage and needs big DTs to keep O-lines off of him on the second level. Now, that is a fact. That is a fact. That is a fact. When he stays clean, he can eat. And that's the thing. And see, that's not what that Merril didn't attack it that way. See, that's a real thing. And we've said that here. Me and Kenyon, y'all heard me say plenty of times, he ain't Vince Williams. You know what I'm saying? So Merril kind of lost me a little bit, man. He went a little crazy, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't know. I don't. Let's just say this, and then I'll see if we have a call in the queue. I just disagree with Merril Hoge. I just do. I disagree with him as his total comment of saying, again, it's like, I don't think you can say the dude won't ever a good football player. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with saying that he can't get better. Now, like what Kenya said, I don't know what he's going to be able to do to improve that. Now, that's a valid thing. That's a football thing. He does get, he's gonna have a tough time in there. He wouldn't be able to develop like Shazier did later on. It was a time when Shazier was getting caught up, but then he was, he developed that. He had the size and everything, and then it won't know him getting caught in traffic or anything like that. He was killing stuff. And Shazier was so ill. Remember when he used to attack the gap, and sometimes our criticism of him was like, dog, sometimes you can't just shoot it. You got to read the action. But once he got it, was a dog. And Bush ain't that. Bush don't even have the physical stature to be that. But Bush, I think, can be a good, serviceable linebacker if the D-line keeps him clean. He is going to be a little bit of liability, especially if he gets a double team or something come at him or something like that. True. But I just disagree with Merril's complete dismissal and then saying that Spillane is the best inside backer on the team. Wow. Okay. And what I do love about Spillane is I love that he attacks and he goes downhill. Derrick Henry, anyone? Spillane won me over from just for that. You ain't gonna sit there and tell me that the dude is more athletic. Spillane looked super stiff out there. So let's stop playing them games. But anyway, man, that's all I got. All right, man, let's get to the, looks like we got Mr. Winningham in the queue, so let's get him on. And then I believe after that, we can wrap this thing up, man. I told you guys, I'm in and out now. And if you wait too long to call, the timer's right there. If more calls is in the queue, I stop talking. But anyway, Mr. Winningham, area code 803. What you got for us tonight, sir?
Good evening. Stephon Tuitt, thank you for all your contributions. The guy was able to walk away and hopefully with no regrets. He says he got his degree from Notre Dame. And now it's time for the next man to step up. I think with the guys, what we need to try to fill is find somebody who can be behind Stephon Tuitt at the nose guard position, which was the most popular position last year because, you had guys like even Hayward trying to play a position that he wasn't used to playing. So we have to have somebody to step up and play that position. I don't think going out getting Damakong Su will be a good option because of his age as well. And, one thing about Su, he has taken plays off to me. You spoke of our wide receiver, Deontay Johnson. I think it shows great maturity on how he's handling things right now, and that's something that we're going to need a lot of on this offense this year is great maturity. And in that receivers room, we're so young in that. But I think the reason why a lot of guys like Trubisky, they gravitated toward him, especially when Dwayne Haskins passed away that weekend. Those guys were around him. Mason Rudolph did not show up that weekend. Maybe that's the reason why the guys tend toward right now liking a Trubisky. Plus, he gives us the athleticism and the possibility of running play action. Well, thank you so much, and I hope everybody has a great week.
Man, Mr. Winningham, thank you so much. Great phone call there. And see, I told y'all, man, Mr. Winningham is good for giving you a point that you might not have completely thought about. That is a valid point. They might have developed a little bond with Mitch, man, over that weekend. And you're right, Mason Rudolph didn't go. Dwayne Haskins did, man. Again, rest in peace to Dwayne Haskins. Very, very unfortunate situation. But, maybe some of the young guys did rally around Mitch Trubisky and just, in fact that he invited them. And what you're hearing from these players, a lot of them are saying, they like him. And I don't want to throw no salt on it because y'all know I love my quarterback, right? Ben is Ben. Ben was my man. He was y'all's man. But I'm getting the feeling that Mitch is a little more likable as a person. And again, that's not fair to Ben because Ben had a tremendously long career. I'm sure there's teammates who adored him. But what I'm saying is, y'all know how you've kind of gotten the feeling from some players that Ben wasn't necessarily the ho-hum type of guy. And again, I don't know. So I'm not putting that on Ben. I'm just saying, observing, right? Just listening to how they're talking about, and they keep saying, he's such a good guy. This is what they keep saying, right? And I don't know if y'all caught it. Mason Rudolph threw a little shade at Ben, saying, I'm definitely going to be more supportive. And we knew what that was. Because we all remember, Ben wasn't particularly happy about them drafting Mason Rudolph when they did. Now, if we want to keep it from a football standpoint, I understand what Ben might have been saying. Maybe you get somebody else there that can help us now. But at the same time, man, I guess the Steelers were looking to, keep a guy in the tuck. But Ben, from what you hear from Mason Rudolph, him and Ben was never really like that. So it's interesting. It's very interesting, man. Yeah, see why Diggy right. Like people just keep talking about how much of a nice guy this dude is. So that's something to keep our eyes on. Let's just keep our eyes on that. That is a very interesting dynamic. And again, it doesn't mean. I mean, listen, y'all have all. I'm assuming most of you guys have worked somewhere, and if you didn't work corporately, you've been in the industry or something, whether it was sports or entertainment. You know, where some people you rocked with, and others you were cool with, but maybe you were just a little cooler with that person, that girl, that guy. You know what I mean? It's y'all know what I'm saying. Sometimes it ain't necessarily that the other person is bad. You might just click with this person a little different because y'all just a little different. Y'all's vibe is a little different. Y'all might be a little more on the same wavelength, even though the other dude or the other lady isn't bad. You know, you get along with them, but just, you know what I'm saying? So it could be one of those things. It could be just who he is could be more pleasing, or it attracts more people because of who he, you know what I'm saying? Where Ben maybe to some he might have been more off-putting. I don't know. I'm just saying. It's very interesting how these players are talking about this guy. And again, in terms of the depth chart, again, guys, I just listen to little nuggets and I look at body language and I listen to how people talk to people, and man, all these dudes keep saying Mitch, and I want to get that connection with him. Like they already know he gonna be the guy. So right now, and this is obvious, but let's just put it out there. I think it's Mitch's job to lose. And oh boy, if this dude is actually playing good football, this is gonna be interesting. That'll be a real good problem for us to have, honestly. And I think some of you guys that didn't prefer Kenny Pickett would love that, right? You would prefer for Mitch Trubisky to come out here, be the bridge guy for a year or two, while allowing Kenny Pickett to get better. And then by the time when we have to give the keys to him, he's driving like Allstate. Safe driver. In good hands, right? That's what we all would love. Especially, again, you guys who are against the Kenny Pickett pick. Because you don't think, I don't think none of these quarterbacks are ready. Well, this is what you would hope for. You would hope for Mitch Trubisky to be the dude, win some games, hey, play well, and allow Kenny Pickett to grow, and then we give him the keys next year or the year after. That's a win-win situation. Then some people are going to say, oh, boy, they shouldn't have spent a first round. No. In that scenario, they still, would have been smart for taking who they took when they took them. So this scenario could very well play out in the Steelers' favor and make all of us happy and pleased as fans. Again, for those of you who were totally against the signing of Trubisky, this would make you happy. If he messes around and proves us wrong, right? So we're going to see, man. I just cannot wait until this happens. I really cannot wait. Can't wait. I can't wait for this to kick off and we see what's happening out there. So, yeah. See, Claude, yeah, like AB, some people take what AB say with a grain of salt, but I mean, it might have been some merit to that. He said Ben never invited him to the house. Again, I'm not throwing any shade at Ben Roethlisberger. Loved who he was as our quarterback. I do not know him personally. I'm just saying, guys, if you're like me, if you're a personable person like me, and I'm an energy guy. In case y'all don't know that. And it's probably, that might be, I don't know if that's an Aries thing or not, but I'm sure Kenyon is the same way. Energy. I'm an energy guy. Like your vibe and your everything about you will tell me what I need to know and rub me the right way or the wrong way. So that the energy, you know what I'm saying? I'm just seeing something in how people are talking about Trubisky that they never really, even teammates, they never really talked that way, or they had that look in their eye. You know what I mean? And you never know. Like I said, it doesn't mean that there's anything bad about Ben. He just might have been a different type of leader. We've all seen this. You understand what I'm saying? You've all, again, if you guys have ever worked a job, you all had managers, different managers. And some of them you just rocked with a little more because of their style. Even though homeboy over here was cool too. He was like, yo, my man. But over here, you like, my man, because he's different. You understand what I'm saying? So, just my quick thoughts. But anyway, man, what y'all got? Hey, we got 6 minutes or so to spare, so I'll stay here for a little bit of that. What y'all got in the chats, man? Let's see what y'all got out here before we roll out. Jordan Mid says, I still don't trust Mitch as of now, but hopefully I'm wrong. No problem with that, Jordan. No problem with that, man. I mean, listen, Mitch has got to prove it to all of us. Got to prove it to all of us, man. So, we shall see. My man Lagoon says, throw that shade, Sim. Deke is not on this show. Laugh out loud. Shout outs to Deke, man, and Moats. Boy, Deke loves some Ben Roethlisberger, don't he? And again, I ain't mad at him. Listen, how could you not? You know, how could you not? I mean, listen, the dude was the quarterback for 18, was it 18 or 17? 18 seasons. Some people only know him. Like, literally, think about it. If let's say somebody right now is 25, 26. All they know is Ben Roethlisberger because them early years, they was watching, but they don't know who they watching. But by the time they was like 9, 10 years old, that's all they know is Ben Roethlisberger. So how could they not love him? I'm not knocking anybody for that. I'm just saying he could just be a different type of guy. You never know. But yeah, shout outs to Deke, man. Deke do love some Ben. He want Ben back this year and everything. Real Fact says, I'm expecting Kenny to beat Mitch. Beat him out once the competition gets really started, but I understand if Tomlin and the staff prefers Mitch right now. Yeah, me too. Listen, I said it last week. I don't think there's a big gap between the two. I really don't. I don't think there's a huge gap between the two, so I don't think it would take this ginormous effort for Kenny to beat him. I think both of them could be playing great and Kenny could edge him, but then Mitch might edge him. So I don't think it's going to be a real competition. I guess I'll leave it at that. Oh, and I didn't finish my point. I didn't answer the question in my title. Is Devin Bush going to have a great season? True or false? I'm going to say true. I think there's enough motivation there. I think, judging by the little video he put out last month, he can move. So if his head is right, he's got a new coach. I think Brian Flores is going to get something out of him. I think him playing alongside Miles Jack is going to get something out of him. And I think Devin Bush is going to have a better season than most people are thinking. So I'm going to say true. Hope I'm right. Let's see what else y'all got. Wave Dave says, all three QBs have something over the other. This camp is going to be fun to watch. Amen. Amen to that. You are correct. Tribe says, this sucks. Why can't we ever get someone like Sean McVay? What are we talking about here? What are we talking about, Tribe? Talking about the head coach or coordinator? What are we talking about? Appreciate the comment. I'm just not sure where you're directing that. You know what I mean? What else y'all got? B-Flow has him. I think so too, the Wolf. I just have a feeling, man. The Red Wolf, I have a feeling. Leonardo says he's a shot fighter. Sad to say. I hope not. But again, you know, we all are going to see. That's going to make it interesting. We will all see. Just Me says Mitch is a go this year. Just let the rookie develop. He'll be good the following season. And I'm going to let y'all know this. I'm cool with how it all plays out. If Mitch can play as good as whatever Kenny Pickett offers and can, you know, manage the offense, and our offense is playing decent and our defense, I'm cool. I'm cool with whichever one of those guys can make that happen. What else y'all got? OBM says, I just want there to be a legit QB1 and may the best man win. I am with you there. Fully agree with that assessment. Joe Musk says, more concerned about Canada not calling swing passes to 22 every third and long. Round of applause. Hey, let me tell y'all something. This This is on Canada's back. The X is on his back. He is the target as well this year. And no more excuses. Okay? Last year, even I gave you a slight pass saying, all right, we know Ben Roethlisberger's running the show. Right? This year, you have no excuse. You have at least two quarterbacks in two in a possible. If you had to somehow had to throw the boy out there, Loudermilk, I doubt it. I'm just saying. You got at least two guys who are mobile. So that excuse is out the window. You got at least two guys who can run play action. Probably three, because Rudolph could do that. Right? So all of that play calling and weird stuff, pack it up, throw it out the window. X on your back as well, Canada. Show me something. Jay Underrated says, Sim, are you confident in our corners to be great? Woo, you talking now. That's another small concern that we're not talking about. And it ain't a small concern. I'm just saying it's kind of being overblown. Overlooked. We gonna see, man. Can Akello Witherspoon maintain what he maintained the last, 8 games? Can Levi Wallace be a solidified starter? Like, for real, where, we're confident in him? We'll see. I know a little about him. Can't say I studied him, but I watched some Buffalo games, so I'm familiar. But I don't know how great he would be as a starter. Don't know. And who's going to play slot? Is Cam Sutton going to, stick inside, which I think that was the best combination last year is when we had him inside and had Akello on the outside. So we'll see. We'll see. I still think Trey Norwood is going to get some burn too. We shall see. Luis with another donation. Round of applause to that brother. He says, Witherspoon considered himself a top CB. Do you agree? I will say this. Witherspoon last season, when he really started getting playing time, he played like he could be a top corner. He did. He became, and if you guys disagree, let me know. He very quickly became CB1 for us. So his play in that short sample size, I'm going to say about a 7-game stretch, he looked like he could be a top corner in the league. He did. Now, can he be and maintain that? That is another question. That is a completely different question. So, but all right, guys, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up as it says there. Time to go. So we're going to wrap this thing up. Appreciate everybody for coming out tonight, man. I really, really do appreciate that. Love you guys as always, man. Y'all make this show meaningful. Give me purpose every time. Even when I'm dealing with a super long commute on Tuesday and half tired and rushing to eat. And y'all are the reason why I do it. And I can't miss the show unless it's a real emergency. So we always find something to talk about and we always have a good time. So I appreciate y'all for that. So again, before I go, I'm going to remind you, if you like the video, then hit the like button. Because if you don't do that, right, I have no way of knowing. I'm just being honest. I have no way of knowing. If you don't like the video, hit the dislike. Because if you don't do that, I have no way of knowing. But the only thing else I ask you to do, man, if you really enjoy yourself, you like what we do over here, subscribe to the channel. And once you are subscribed, cut on your notifications, because otherwise, how would you know when the videos are up or they're being live streamed? How would you know? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here, man. Basketball is not tonight, right? Let me see. They play Sunday, right? Yeah, so, and they're going to Boston, so I don't think it's tonight. But anyway, enjoy some basketball, man. Very interesting, very interesting. Boston got one and Golden State, so that's going to be very interesting. So enjoy that. So by the next time we talk, we'll see where the finals is at that point. If any breaking news happens throughout the week, I will do some type of update video. But other than that, you'll see me next week on Tuesday. But as of tonight, again, stay safe. God bless. Good night. And I thank you for tuning in to Terrible Towel Tuesday. Peace.
Thank you for using Blog Talk